Hi, good morning everyone. We are back again and we have three people today, not just two of us. So not just Aditya and me. Sorry, Aditya and me. So it's a beautiful morning. It's raining quite heavily. There's a red alert by the way, but we are all there at the Otters Club during the red alert.
You seem very casual about the red alert.
Yes, I am. By the way, we are all sitting in a place where I don't think anything can really bother us much. But yes, today we have a very interesting discussion, and the third person that you see, he looks a little Chinese, but and he's smiling. So we will really introduce him. So now let's Aditya tell me. We had some great discussions, right? We talked about brand names and we talked about so many other
from
conversations.
Brand names to why brand research is important,
Exactly.
to how a brand evolves,
Yeah.
to brand positioning. I think we've
Exactly.
spoken about a lot of things.
Right.
But I think the interesting part of today's discussion is a dose of reality.
Exactly.
When you actually have an entrepreneur sitting here right in front of
Absolutely.
you,
Yes.
who has learnt it the hard way, learnt
Yeah.
a lot on his own,
Yes.
and his marketing journey has evolved with his journey.
Yeah.
So it'll be really nice to hear what he's really gone through.
Yeah, exactly.
And that sort of brings in the practical filter, which I think is the most important in marketing.
Correct. And we have someone who has actually gone through all the challenges, the problems, and how he had overcome. Now, so I will introduce you to Dennis Wu.
Hi.
And he runs QSR Frozen Momos. So Dennis, over to you.
Hi everybody, my name is Dennis Wu, and thank you Aditya and Gargi for inviting me on your podcast, I would say.
Yes.
So yeah, it is. It's been a fantastic journey. I would say I've been 17 years in the food and beverage industry. I started my career. Well, I'm Chinese by origin. That's how when Gargi was
Yes.
saying he looks a little bit
Little Chinese, isn't it?
So I'm completely Chinese by origin. By blood I'm Chinese, but I'm born and raised in Mumbai. My grandparents migrated from China and settled down in India way back in 1930s, way before India's independence as well. So my parents were born in Bombay, and I'm complete in Mumbai. You would say hardcore. Me Mumbai
Amchi Mumbai.
Amchi Mumbai. So I'm a hardcore Mumbai. So my father was with Oberoi Towers. He was working with Oberoi Towers for 27 years. And my brother was also in the F&B background. So I think the hospitality, it runs in our DNA,
Right.
It is in our blood. So I started my journey off with, I did my hotel management for 4 years in Hubli in Karnataka. And then I started my first job with Grand Hyatt. After finishing hotel management, I was thinking that I'm going to get a good job, and, but then you start off at the bottom of the
Right.
stairs and at that point of time, I was thinking that I've done my 4 years degree and I'm starting again at the bottom of the stairs. But it's very important now that I realize that you have to know
Yeah.
what happens at the lower level, because when you
Absolutely.
go to the top, you should know exactly what's happening at the bottom level.
Correct.
So then I started off at the bottom level, then I moved on to JW Marriott. I went over there as a team leader, then I became an F&B executive. Post that, I got an opportunity to work on a cruise liner. So that was a changing point for me in terms of my personality development,
Okay.
because it makes you a little bit more extrovert. You meet people from different walks of life, and you know how to interact with different kind of people,
Absolutely.
because you deal with 69 different nationalities on board. Like we have people from so many
Different parts
countries
of the
come.
world.
Wealth of
Yes,
cultures.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you should know how you deal with a Caribbean guy. You should know how you deal with a Romanian person.
Yeah.
It's all
So
mixed.
every personality, every culture has a different personality
Personality.
for sure, and then you need to know how to deal with each of
Exactly.
it.
You learn.
Yeah, you learn
learn.
so much. See,
You
that's a
learn
great
from
learning itself.
You learn
Yeah.
from that. So that kind of changed my personality a lot.
Correct.
And then post that, I came back again to Mumbai, and I was working for a restaurant called Ping Pong, which was a dim sum restaurant. It was an international chain, and they had about 9 outlets in London. And then after that, I moved on to a brand called Massive Restaurants Private Limited. We had brands like Masala Library. Then I
Okay.
opened the first Papaya in Palladium in 2015.
Nice.
Then we all launched the first Farzi in Mumbai in Kamla Mills.
Nice. Some of these are my
Yeah,
favorite restaurants.
favorite
by the way.
restaurants
And
for us.
they were the at that time they were the the best restaurants. like everyone wanted to be at these restaurants at that point of time, and they still do, I believe. A lot of people do recognize Farzi, Masala Library, Papaya. Like we built a brand, like the brand has been, the name is there right now. And then COVID happened in 2020. And, the pandemic, So it was disaster for quite a few people, but it was also beneficial, for people like me, because being in the business for almost 15 years, and then I wanted to do something of my own always. So this was a great opportunity because it gave me time to think, now what next, right? What to do next. So that's when I started this small thing from home where people, because all the restaurants were closed and people wanted to get some good food, Chinese food like momos and some stuff like that. So what started off small at home, we would make at home momos, because that is a staple thing, right?
Right. I mean, that is something
that we eat very regularly.
Exactly.
So we said that why not do something in that field, because what momos we eat outside on the street or whatever people say, other brands, like those are not actually the right stuff.
So
like that's not how we
that.
make it at home. Our folding is different. See, like how a pizza is based on its crust.
Correct.
The momos are based on the skin of the wrapping, right? It has to be thin. So normally when I used to go out and have those momos, the wrapping used to be very thick. Only cabbage filled inside instead of chicken. I don't think it was soya, the soya chunks and all that. So I said, let's do something in this and make the people try what actually momos are.
Actually, one statement comes to your mind, which is God lies in the details.
Exactly.
That's what you really did.
He actually revolutionized the way momos to be had. And the way you have momo or the way you enjoy momo. The intricacies of a momo, how to make it, how to, that these are the important aspects,
the wrapping,
right?
you said.
Wrapping that you
Skin.
The skin has to be very thin, and that the beauty, because you don't feel like you're having too much of maida when you're having it. And then so what started off as small, we were doing few packets here and there. People started ordering. I made some. So during this process, then I had to learn a lot, like how to make creatives online, right? So I learned through there's an app called Canva.
Yes.
So then
So see, as a person, as a client, as an entrepreneur, so you learn so many things, right? So he's learned how to use Canva, to
make
creatives and
to
all.
engage with it, because you post, you put your menu out there. So basically, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to do everything by yourself. So I remember that my partner and me, we had taken a small kitchen. We had set up in Thane. Early once the orders started building up, so we thought like, now we cannot do this from home. Now we need something to do something constructive. So we took a small, we rented a cloud kitchen because all the restaurants were closed at that time. So we took a small kitchen and we started preparations from there. So I remember that in 2020, I used to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and go all the way to Thane. Go all the way to Thane, reach by 6:37, and then load up all my car. I used to load up my car with all the orders and then take it to delivery all the way to town like Gulaba. So I used to keep delivering all the way, like to Dadar, Bandra, wherever. So there were different routes for delivery. So as an entrepreneur, you have to do all of that in the beginning. In the beginning,
you start. You are a CEO to even
So right from the creatives to distribution,
everything as an entrepreneur.
What is the name of your brand?
It's called OH Momos.
OH
Momos. So I have two verticals. One is my frozen momos. That's called OH Momos. And after that, in 2021 end, I started Wu Momos. Wu is my surname, right? So I started ready to eat brand, because by that time COVID was lifted. There was no fear of COVID at that point of time. Everybody was vaccinated and everything. So then I started Wu Momos. Then I started an outlet in Malad, and I started an outlet in Kandivali as well.
Nice.
So
do you do corporate events and all?
I do a lot of events, not necessarily corporate, but I do a lot of flea market events. Like when there are events such as there was an event in Powai which happened. It was a kids carnival. So carnivals, flea market, those where there are food festivals. So we're doing that. We're going to be doing one in October, which is going to be big. It's going to be in Geo Garden. It's called the
Okay.
Beat on Fleets on 28th and 29th of October.
28 and 29, keep it in
Of
mind,
October.
guys.
So it's going to be a big festival in
Right.
Geo Garden.
Right.
So we've booked for that, and then now once rains are over, probably in September end, all the
Yeah.
events will start popping
Yes.
up again.
Yes.
So we do events. Yeah.
So I had his momo for the first time in the upper crust event, and it was mind blowing. And then I was very clear that this guy, I mean, his product. See, when you eat something and if you like it and when you enjoy it, you obviously there's a word of mouth. You start speaking. You start speaking to different friends, people. Why don't you try this momo? Why don't you try his dimsums? And it was really mind blowing. So that's where we said, look, this guy is going to fly, and he's really doing very well right now, and he is, he has these QSR things, and also he travels all over Mumbai to do these events. In Mahalakshmi also you did
Yeah,
something,
we did
right?
at the racecourse. We had a event which was by Book My Show.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that event, and it was very successful. It was a good event.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, great. So tell me, what are the challenges that you face, as an entrepreneur? One, obviously you have to do everything on
Everything,
your
yeah.
own, and you have your team and
Yeah.
everything, but still you have to
The
take the
main
lead.
you have to take the lead. You have to do everything.
Yeah.
I think main challenge what a business face is the attrition. Like people leave
Correct.
you, right? You train
Correct.
them
Yeah.
in a particular skill set.
Correct.
Because this is something that you cannot hire anybody to do. You need
Right.
people who have kind of familiar with making from the kitchen background.
Absolutely.
So that is a challenge.
Particular skill set is required, right? Yeah.
So then you train them, and then once they're trained, they leave you because
Yeah,
of course
that's
they have
a
learned the
big
job.
challenge. I
So that
think
is
all
one of the main
entrepreneurs
all
face.
entrepreneurs face that.
Yeah.
But then we have accepted that that's the way it's going to be. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot do much about it. People are going to. So no matter how good salary you give them,
Yes.
I provide them place to stay. We give them food and everything.
Right.
So the salary what they make is the salary what they save, right? But in
Correct.
spite of that, people will still leave because
Yes.
the
They
grass
got
is
some
always
other,
greener
exactly,
on the other
so
side.
they get some other opportunities and they go there
Grass
and
is
so on and
always
so forth.
greener
So
on the
we
other
all
side.
face the same problems as entrepreneurs. we
So
are
on
used
the-
to this.
yeah,
Yes.
On the
please.
marketing branding front,
Yeah.
what was any specific challenge? Like you've been
Yeah.
using social
marketing,
media, so what?
Marketing was a different ball game altogether for me because again I had to dive into this and learn a little bit of the basics of marketing on
Absolutely.
social media marketing. Like Instagram is now very popular, like
Yeah.
reels coming in. Like when back into 2020, the reels format was not so popular. Now you see reels
Yeah.
are people are engaging
People are
with
very
it,
active in
active
reels,
in-
correct.
Back then, people, the algorithm of Instagram was one post every alternate day, so but now things have changed, right? Instagram wants people to engage, and you have to keep posting 3 stories in a day. Reels should be very constant. Your post also should be very constant. Every day a post has to be there,
Right.
that engages. So I have to learn that. You have to go online, see
Correct.
what is happening new
Yeah.
in the market.
Yeah.
Back when I was working with restaurants and we had a marketing team, but you don't know what their job profile
Correct.
is. Just like
Exactly.
they don't know what our job profile, like what we do.
Right.
So it was, what they used to say was, the Bible for us. that was sacrosanct.
Yeah.
So, but then now that I am doing it by myself, now I know what is required
Absolutely.
to engage people, what should be done.
Correct.
So at least the basics, because yes, marketing is I think one of the most important for brand visibility,
Absolutely.
because it translates into your revenue. Because otherwise, people will not know you. If there is no marketing, people will not know you.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be a good sense of know-how, like
Yes.
the basics at least, as an entrepreneur, that you should
Exactly.
know.
Yeah, so because tomorrow if you grow that big and you have teams and you have marketing departments, so on and so forth, you as an entrepreneur, if you don't know all of
Correct.
that, you will be taking it for a ride.
Yeah, you'll be
so
taking it for a
so
ride.
you don't know exactly what they are saying, because now you know what they are saying, and
Correct.
then you can also correct them and say, no, this is not how it is. So
Correct.
it's a great space to be when you're an entrepreneur.
So
You
there
need
are
to know
entrepreneurs
these.
who have spoken about
Yeah.
the power of Instagram, and
Correct.
they have really said that it has helped them.
Yeah.
What is your view on that, and what do you feel?
See, I have not utilized Instagram to its fullest. There's a huge scope over there.
Correct.
Okay.
However, I have not. It's my this thing that I have not utilized it to the maximum.
Okay.
Like I haven't boosted the posts. You know, you can now you can
Okay,
boost
yes,
Instagram
absolutely,
stories
absolutely.
and reels
Yeah,
and
yeah,
posts.
yeah,
You
you
can
can.
do all those, right?
Right.
So I haven't utilized that to the maximum. So that's where I falter. But yeah, of course, once we have a proper marketing agency, then
Correct.
they will take it forward.
Absolutely. And also, so what is the speciality of your momos, if you can just give a
So
little bit of a
yeah.
understanding on the technical space also. We
So
also
I
know
not
that.
only do momos, like in my brand, I said momos because that is something that
People
people
can
from
relate
Mumbai,
it.
relate
Yeah.
to. They know momos. They don't know
Exactly.
like I do dimsums also.
Yeah.
But people don't know dimsums. What are dimsums? They generally ask me, Dennis, what are dimsums and what are momos? So dimsums are generally made of potato starch.
Potato starch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And momos are made of maida. So
Right.
potato starch is potato starch is imported. It's 360 rupees a kilo, whereas maida is what 40-50 rupees a kilo. Plus the process of making a dim sum is slightly more tedious or different than making momos. Momos maida, you put water, you make a dough in it. But in dim sum making process, you have to put hot water. The temperature has to be right, and it has to be made immediately. The dough
Okay.
cannot be kept long because then it becomes dry and then it will not form the right texture that you want.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different, and that's why it's a little bit more expensive than momos. Okay, so yeah, I mean that is generally the difference. And coming back to your question, like you were asking me why it is.
Different.
Different. Like,
Why-
what is the difference between the?
So the difference is that I keep it as authentic, as simple as possible. Like I try. Nowadays, I see a lot of brands trying to do, if I may use the word, they bastardize the dish altogether. In the sense they change the ethnicity of the dish. Like they'll put cheese on top, they'll put chocolate on top, they'll bake it,
Yeah.
they'll do all those things, and they are taking away the
essence of the real product.
yeah, like see, I'm all for creativity. You take momos, you use different ingredients, right? You use different ingredients, but keep the essence of the dish the way it is
Correct.
supposed to be. Do not change it completely. Like I saw a video where a person has fried the momos, he has broken the momos, put tamarind chutney, green chutney, and mayonnaise on that, and I don't know what. And yeah, nowadays like a lot of people, I see people serve mayonnaise with momos. Like mayonnaise is never served with momos. Let me make it very clear. Mayonnaise is the last thing that I will serve with momos, okay? Because my father will kill me first before I serve mayonnaise with momos. Now this mayonnaise, the phenomena is completely, I think it started from the north. Even in shawarma now, I see people are
People
putting
are putting
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Yeah, shawarma, mayonnaise never goes in shawarma, right? So that kind of it camouflages the main flavor
Flavor,
of the
correct.
momos, right?
Okay.
So I make my own sauces, the chili oil, the momo sauce, what I give with the momos and the dim sums, are all homemade. And the way our families have been making for generations.
Right.
I think what is interesting is you have several stories out here. Like
Yes.
momos, the way it should be served
Yeah.
originally.
Correct.
And
correct.
your generations have been doing this.
Correct.
So you
Yes.
actually have a lot of stories which can
That
be
could
very
be actually
beautifully,
talked about,
creatively told.
creatively told in your social media, and you can actually talk about it.
Yeah.
Make like small snippets of it, make videos of it, and you can talk about it. So many things could be done. Like you have the authentic. You guys are the real authentic people who make momos, and you have so much to talk.
Right.
Because the authenticity could be talked only from you. It's coming from the real
Person who's
who's actually
So
making
actually,
it,
for
who knows.
marketing consultants like
Yeah.
us, when we meet clients like you who have
Yes.
authentic stories
Exactly.
to tell,
Yeah.
it makes us also all the more inspired.
Inspired,
to do good.
exactly.
and excited also. at the same
Exactly,
time, like,
because there's so
something-
much to talk about in your space. As a
Right.
entrepreneur, you have so much to speak. Also, tell us something that in your marketing journey, as you have been going through different spaces. So, So what are the challenges that you face in that, like, every day, day to day, and how do you bridge that gap? Or do you think this is only possible? One is social media, you said. What else? What else? What are other spaces that you face the challenges in the marketing?
See, in my know-how for marketing, I only know social media, right? Like there might be other aspects of
Okay.
marketing, right? Which you guys are
Yeah.
masters in that. But for me, challenges in marketing were mainly how to get a brand visible.
Right.
Yeah.
Marketing is all about getting a brand visible.
Exactly.
So for me, I was mainly doing networking through, like, I have a lot of WhatsApp groups for different societies,
Right.
where I tell them that I'm going to be delivering on so and so date
Yeah.
and so societies, right? So people order, and then I have so many messages that people loved the momos, and then they share my menu with their friends and family. That's how my network has, from 2020, it has grown. Like now in every society I have more than 150 people on the WhatsApp group,
Okay.
and they keep ordering and they share their.
And you're also with Zomato, Swiggy, and
Yeah,
all
I'm
that.
on Zomato Swiggy for my OH Momos brand, where
OH
I have
Momos.
Malad and in Kandivali.
Right.
There I have
Right.
2 outlets,
Right.
Malad and Kandivali. So
Okay.
they are there on Zomato and Swiggy. Yeah.
Okay. And
And I
otherwise
think yours-
also you do it. Like otherwise you also have people who.
For my frozen momos, I have a delivery person. I have a delivery van for frozen momos. So
Okay.
I do B2B also, like I supply to restaurants, cafes, and hotels.
Nice.
My frozen momos and dimsums I supply.
So one
Great.
important point here, a lot of people have been talking about WhatsApp marketing.
Uh-huh.
And they keep saying that,
Yeah.
okay, Facebook is great, Insta is great, but if
Huh.
on WhatsApp, especially communities, like
Yes.
societies,
Correct,
and all
correct,
that,
correct.
I think yours is a proof of that. That
So you're actually creating community.
Yeah.
It's a huge. See, today community marketing is big, and if you really know how to do community marketing, you're sorted. Any entrepreneur who really knows how to do community marketing, so he's already moving in that space in his journey of doing community marketing. You already have these groups that you've
Yeah,
created.
several groups. Yeah.
And in the word of mouth, and if the most important, your product has to be good.
Correct.
If this product speaks for yourself, so
Correct.
product is speaking already, so then it will start spreading.
Spreading,
So what do you
absolutely.
think, Aditya?
yeah, I think you already have that good starting point.
Yeah.
And you let the conversation just flow. WhatsApp groups
Correct.
form
Yeah.
Right,
in different societies.
Correct.
And then people actually start talking about momos. they
Yeah, that's
talk
how
about
it started.
food.
That's how it
Yeah.
started.
The
Like,
conversations flow.
it started with one society. I think so. One of my first societies that I started delivering was Oberoi Splendor.
Okay.
In,
Yeah.
Which is
JVLR.
in JVLR.
JVLR.
Yeah, opposite
Opposite Kalpataru Estate. And that was my first. And till today, like I have such beautiful people over there. They love my products and they are, my repeat customers. I will always be indebted to them. Till today, they keep ordering. In fact, tomorrow my delivery is to Oberoi Splendor, Kalpataru Estate, and that side, Powai side, Hiranandani, etc. So that's how it's. And then they said that, will you deliver to Kalpataru Estate also? I have few friends. So I said, okay, fine. So I created a WhatsApp group for their society,
Yeah.
and then they started sharing the link. Then they said, but would you deliver to Emerald Isle in Powai? I said, yeah, I'll show. Then I created a WhatsApp group there. That's how it started. And then Valencia, then Godrej Platinum, Godrej, that's how it started.
All
So I built the
the
community.
societies
like that.
are already covered.
Yeah.
I think you need to also start coming this side towards Bandra, Thar.
Bandra, there are not societies, there are like more
But people
standalone
will be,
buildings,
people will be
standalone
more
buildings,
than,
yeah.
people will be
I
more
think
than
that's
happy
another
to.
important
yeah,
thing. These
yes.
huge complexes which you're talking about, Kalpataru and all.
Yes.
There are so many members.
So,
Exactly.
Automatically, then
Correct.
Yeah.
And they all have their society WhatsApp groups,
Exactly.
and once the word spreads, it's easier to get a lot of clients and customers from there.
Getting in touch with BKC and something.
BKC, I do delivery to
Yeah.
Rustomji Seasons. I deliver over there as well.
Yeah.
There is
No,
a-
I'm saying corporates. I'm saying there are a lot of corporates. They would be very keen if you can have a space in the corporate, if there is a possibility.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as of
If-
now, I have not been approached, or
Yeah.
I have been approached.
Yeah, and also it's so slowly once
Correct.
you
In fact,
start
some-
spreading. So I think these things will help you
sometimes what
tomorrow.
also helps is now all these communities specialties you have different. So sometimes people also talk about what else they would want from you.
Correct.
So now it is momos. Some
Correct.
other ideas may come up.
They do. They
So
do. A
actually
lot of people
research
ask.
happens very naturally,
Yeah.
and you should let those
A
conversations.
lot of
just
people
flow.
ask, like, do you do, fried rice? We can do, but what happens is that my central kitchen is located in Bhayandar, and
Right.
then it becomes a little bit
Difficult.
to deliver across Mumbai. The time travel is too much, and if you're ordering fried rice, you would expect it within half an hour,
Yeah,
say
yeah,
40,
yeah.
40 minutes, but
Correct.
it becomes too far distance. So, yeah, eventually when we will make more QSR outlet formats, in that we will have, where we'll be doing dim sums, momos, and a small setup.
Yes. So he's already looking at doing that. So he's already working
Yeah.
on all of that. So we.
Like you were saying earlier, it's the perfect weather to have hot
Yeah.
soup and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So what we will make would be unlike from your regular Indian Chinese restaurant
Correct.
where you have your manchow and all that. We won't
Yeah.
have something like that. We'll have something more traditional what we have at home.
Yeah. It's like a home
That would be
food.
interesting.
Home.
Yeah.
I mean, authentic Chinese
yeah. Something
home
like that.
food which is going to come. That's
we'll-
going to be a.
We'll do something
big
like that
thing.
because everywhere you get sweet corn soup, manchow soup, and hot and sour soup, but that is not something that we have at home on a daily
I
basis.
think you've arrived at a great differentiator, which is home made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think
Exactly.
Yeah,
which is
people want to
amazing, huh?
taste the actual Chinese, like what we have in restaurants. They are more like Indian,
Yeah, there's another Indian taste to it.
Indian
huh?
tadka to it, But yeah,
But is actual Chinese food little bland? I'm
I
just
wouldn't
asking.
say it's bland, but it could be bland because Indian palate is so heavy that
Yeah.
people prefer that spicy flavor,
Correct.
masala.
Masala
Like
types.
in one only dish, you will have coriander powder, jeera powder, lal mirchi, turmeric, and all that. Whereas in Chinese cooking, it's only basic soya sauce, oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, sesame oil.
Right.
These are the basic, flavorings that you will have. So it is not masala.
Okay.
But yet it is the flavors you have to, it is a
Is
you
it
have-
healthy?
Absolutely.
Very healthy,
Absolutely.
right? You got sesame sauce, this thing,
Absolutely.
and oil and all is
Yeah,
definitely
it's
very
like-
healthy.
And Chinese cooking is that you don't cook for long. Like Indian
Yeah.
cooking, you cook for hours, right? By
Yeah.
that time, the nutrition is already out.
Yeah.
Chinese cooking is stir fry. It's all wok tossed on high flame, which retains the nutrients, and the vegetables are crunchy. It's not soggy,
Oh,
you put it
okay.
in the wok, you toss it on high flame, and it's done. So Chinese cooking is definitely healthy.
So much to
nice.
gain from
Yeah.
this conversation, by the way, and I think it was amazing conversation with Dennis. And I think Dennis, so tell us, what are your plans? What are your future plans? A basic understanding to all the viewers.
So we are we now till so far whatever we have done, it's all bootstrapped. We started in 2020, so the 2 outlets, the central kitchen, everything that we have, it's all bootstrapped. We've
Correct.
taken loan, and we have done it by ourselves. Now we are planning to expand, and we're looking for funds. We are looking for
Yes.
investments
Correct.
to take this brand further because we are generating a decent amount of profit. But in order to scale now,
Yeah,
we need-
scalability is something
yeah,
which is required, and to do
required.
that you need funding for
You need-
sure.
you
And
need
I'm
funding.
sure the kind of product you have, your funding is going to happen very soon. So that's not
Yeah,
the
and
challenge
these
that I'm
communities
really,
that are forming
I am
around
really
it.
thinking of, and I know so there could be, so you can actually expand the entire authentic Chinese
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Indian palate.
Yeah, definitely.
So yes, so
Yeah.
we
So
are.
that is the whole idea. Like I want, be in a space where we provide frozen momos because there's a huge demand for it. A lot of just yesterday I got a call from a place from Sula Vineyards that they wanted to do momos and dimsums. So and then a lot of clients from Hyderabad, Pune.
So you have those opportunities already. So the word of mouth has really spread that much that there are people who are interested from different parts of India also, like now taking those. So I was just thinking, one thought that came in my mind while we were having this discussion is, while you have these, you already a part of these condominiums, right? Why don't you give them a package kind of a thing and tell them that I'm going to have 2 people when you do parties, so I will get you the product, the momos and everything, and I'll also have people who will serve. A lot of people look for those kind of parties, by the way, with alcohol, this, that. You don't do the
Yeah.
alcohol, but they get the alcohol, but you are the one who's actually managing the entire party for them, so you can charge a certain cost for that. Just a thought. I mean, it's just a
We had got queries, but then we like nobody wants to do only momos. You know, they want an entire setup.
Yeah,
setup,
They
right?
want
The
Right.
entire party
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
like
Correct.
momos and dimsums would be limited, right?
Correct.
Okay. But they want the entire
The
setup.
starters, so maybe you can say I'll take care of the entire thing, but not get the products, but I'll do
but
the
there are-
starters.
yeah. So there are so that is they want a one-stop thing.
Yeah,
They
okay.
want, like,
So they
people
want
who don't-
everything come from the-
from one person.
Yes,
They don't
yes.
want to
Right.
communicate with
Get
two
with
different
two,
pe-
three
different
people. Correct,
people.
correct.
So
Yeah,
they
so
want-
yeah, that was something that maybe
But we have thought of it. We will right now. We are so what do you say clogged with orders that we don't have enough staff to go and
Do all of this.
all of those things
Yeah,
also
right.
at a certain venue,
Yeah.
because we are constantly churning orders. Like tomorrow, like I said, there is a delivery more than I think so 100 boxes of momos and dimsums combined would be there. So there's a constant.
So Dennis,
demand.
are you looking at going international also in the international
Why not?
market?
I mean, definitely, why not? Why not? But
Yes.
yeah, before we do that, I believe there's huge potential
Yeah.
in India itself.
Exactly,
Squeeze the
exactly.
Indian
So
market
much
of its
to
potential.
exactly, correct.
Yeah, because I think internationally already there is a probably market. Because when I've traveled, I've seen frozen dimsums and all in supermarkets.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
it's already there.
It's
Like
already
Dubai
there.
and all, I've seen so many
Correct,
times. It's
correct.
already there. So
But
you
in
don't
India
have
you
to-
don't have. So there is
Yeah.
a big demand for
Yeah.
India right now.
Correct.
Like there is no supermarket where you would get dimsums.
Yes.
You will get
Momos,
right?
yes.
But you won't get dimsums.
Yes,
So
yes.
there's a huge potential.
And what's the shelf life of these dim sums?
It's more than 6 months if it's
More
kept
than
in the
6 months.
freezer.
Okay.
It has to be frozen. See, these are frozen. It
Yeah.
have to. It's more than 6 months in the freezer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the difference that you see between a frozen dim sum and a fresh dim sum? That because these are the questions a lot of people have asked.
Nutritionally,
like
there is
nutritionally?
no nutritionally there is no difference. In fact, frozen food is everywhere right now, right?
Correct.
Like from if you take all like what you get in McDonald's and Burger Kings and most of the like even the sushis what
Right.
you probably get in India are imported, right? The
Correct.
tuna, they're all imported.
Right.
So how do they come? They're all frozen.
Yeah.
Right? So nutritionally there is no
challenge.
no challenges.
Perfect. Great. Anything else, Aditya? You think that you?
No, I think there are lots of learnings for people, as we say.
Yes.
Speaking about originality, authentic
Yes.
stories,
Yeah.
that's all part of your journey, and hopefully it will all come through even in communication
yeah,
in the
yeah.
future. I think
Yeah. So
that's
there's so
a
much to
great opportunity for you.
communicate.
For people, I
through
think
this,
it's a great learning of how you've learned stuff on your own and
Yes.
you've evolved with the digital
Exactly.
world.
You have to keep learning
as a
about it.
Entrepreneurs need
bootstrap.
to learn that from you.
Exactly.
and
So
also
as a
do the same.
bootstrap, that's very, very important. As a bootstrap, what you need to be knowing everything. It's like master of all,
Yeah.
jack of all trades and master of all.
Yeah.
So that's what he has to be, and that's what you have to be as a bootstrap, by the way. So as a
So I
bootstrap,
think,
you need to be very, very, you need to know every aspect of it. Yes, Aditya, you're saying something.
Yeah, so I think embracing the digital journey,
Yes.
and learning those small things, what will
Yeah.
work, what
The
will not work.
nuances of
You'll have to
digital
have that
journey.
mindset, but
Yes.
you cannot say that ये मेरे से नहीं होगा.
Correct,
I cannot
correct,
do this.
correct,
and-
correct. So I have worked in all bigger
हाँ.
organizations. As an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, I can't do this.
Like
ये
I'm
मेरे को
actually
ये भी काम करना
मैंने
है. मुझे
delivery
अभी
भी किया
delivery
है.
करना है.
So I've done delivery
Yes,
to doorstep
we have all
delivery.
gone through this.
Like
as,
from being at a level of I was a general manager of Mumbai region,
Yeah.
and then you're doing deliveries door to door. So you have to do that journey.
Exactly.
And I think
Then you have to
creating-
drop all your egos and everything,
yeah.
and you can't be saying that, oh boss, I have
now
done
that I've
this.
done all the deliveries and I know how much time it takes, so when my delivery person takes that much time, I said that no, it should not take you that much time because I've done it.
Exactly, you know
So I
exactly.
know the route that he has to take. I know how much time it will take him. So
And I think creating communities along the way, which you've managed to do,
Yes,
that's
yes.
another great
Networking,
learning
yeah,
for people
Yes,
because they
yes.
keep saying, how will I reach so many
People,
customers? But I
yes.
think WhatsApp community marketing, the power of
Yeah.
both together.
Yeah.
WhatsApp is
Something
very
you
strong,
really-
very
So
strong, very
yes,
strong,
yes.
very
So
strong.
while people keep
Thanks
talking about
to
Insta,
Zuckerberg.
social media, etc.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't
Yes.
forget that this route
Yeah.
will also probably get you closer to your customer.
Yes.
WhatsApp, you can
It's
keep chatting with
engaging,
someone,
yeah, it's
they'll ask you
engaging. It's
questions.
absolutely.
You can reply in real time.
Real
time.
time, absolutely, right then and there. Like I get messages at 12:30 at night also, people inquiring. You know, so like I said, there was a customer who called me, who messaged me. He wanted for his restaurant and cafe, and he messaged me at around. We were chatting at 12:30
That's
this
nice.
morning.
Yeah.
So you know, it's real time, and then you know, you're communicating. He said, okay, fine. So we have a meeting today. He's coming up to my outlet to check out. He's going to do the trials in my outlet.
Nice.
So it's WhatsApp is definitely.
So you know,
Yeah,
we keep asking people this question, what keeps you awake at night? But I won't ask you that. You already answered the question. I know what keeps you awake at night.
What keeps him awake is his momos and his dimsums.
Yeah. Because we are
And your
constantly
WhatsApp chats.
WhatsApp.
Somebody
That's
messaged
because
you
of
at 2 at
that.
night also.
Yeah. People do, but of course at that time then I don't respond.
Yeah, of course.
I don't. Although if I might be awake, I don't respond because then it will become a habit.
Habit, yes. If people will come back to you at 2 in the night.
Yeah.
Yes, I
You
understand
also need
that.
to shut off your mind sometimes.
Yeah.
Correct.
You need to be.
So
ready.
great, Dennis. It's I think all the best to you,
Thank you so
and
much.
your
Thank
endeavor of spreading authentic Chinese momos. Lovely it is actually. We should have had it here today.
Absolutely,
You-
yeah.
we should have had it. So we're just not. We're only talking about it, Aditya.
Oh, you have to come to my place to.
Yes,
to
we'll
try
do
it,
that.
yeah.
We
I want
will.
to try
I
the
had
pork-
couple
the
of
pork
times.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I had couple of times, and Aditya, you want to try the pork ones. We can
Yeah.
even ask. A lot of vegetarians are also there, so a lot of vegetarians can try the vegetarian ones.
You can go on omomos.com, ohmomos.com,
.com.
and you will get my menu over there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So and you also deliver all over Bombay, right?
All across Mumbai.
All across
Yeah,
Mumbai,
yeah.
right? So South Mumbai, this
Correct.
part of the Mumbai, and of
Correct.
course that
Yeah,
side, of
yeah,
course, you do
yeah.
it in any ways.
Yeah.
Great. So thank you, Dennis. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Dennis.
Aditya.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you,
Aditya.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So
everybody.
thank you. We're just going to sign off with a beautiful afternoon. I can actually see the sea from here, by the way. You guys can't. So yeah. So bye. Signing off from Marketing Pe Charcha. And we'll come back again with something interesting next week, right?
Yes.
And some different conversation, but this time the conversation was more centered around an entrepreneur, and we are also entrepreneurs in a different space, and he's also an entrepreneur, and we could actually relate what
Yeah.
actually goes in as an entrepreneur and the challenges that the person faces and how the person overcomes it, and all of it. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
Thank you.
My
Bye bye.
pleasure.
Take care.
See ya.
Okay,
See
thank
ya.
you. Bye.